Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, never any bullshit. Okay, we're going to get into the 2021 draft for the Denver Broncos. This concerning the whole running back fiasco that the Denver Broncos created for themselves, making them have to draft Javonte Williams. Most places they'll talk about the pick, but we need a little history lesson here. Okay. There was a time not too long ago the Denver Broncos running game was actually feared because Lindsey was going to go nuts on them. But with Elway de-evolving the running of the Denver Broncos, this goes back to Musgrave, the Musgrave era, when Case Keenum was there. Lindsey was showing up on the scene. Then Scangarello came, and Scangarello said, "Well, I can use the tight ends to help block. We're going to incorporate a halfback named Jano. He's going to open up some holes." It seemed like the Broncos, between those two coordinators, could bust open holes. This last year with Shermer, and but you asked him to come in. Now let's be fair to Shermer. Shermer says, "You asked me to come in. You didn't want to do it that way, Elway. That's not what you want to do. So I don't use Janos and I don't use tight ends to help with the." Although they did later because because Munchak, But in all fairness, you John Elway, you asked to change all this up. So you made a point. Lindsey can't block worth a shit, and you made a point to put him in blocking. You very rarely even let Gordon block, which didn't have none of this helped your quarterback out. But who cares? Nobody cares about him anyway. Who cares? But they just want to, they just want Aaron Rodgers to come to town. That's all they care about. So now we get in a situation where you overpay for Gordon. Definitely overpay. You could have probably got somebody to do just what he did for a whole lot less, but you chose not to do that. And because you're pass pro blocking by your running back, now you got rid of your Janos, and that's why we need a little history here. Because I keep preaching about organization dysfunction. Now you get this Javonte Williams guy has to come in, basically coming from the sources close to Dove Valley, saying, well, he's primarily there for pass pro blocking. You don't really like this pick, and I'm going to have you actually, because you do more of the film work on this guy than I do. I'm just looking at the overall picture, trying to give you something to some background, why we're at where we're at. What do you think about the Javonte Williams?
What I think about the Javonte Williams pickup, I'd hated the pick because he traded up 5 spots for a guy that would have been there at the spot you were taking at. Number one. Number two.
We have the best scouting department.
According to C. Salami and all these media outlets, of course we do. When it comes to Javonte Williams, his biggest weaknesses relate to a guy that we already have on the roster, a guy named Royce Freeman. He's just like a Royce Freeman 2.0. This is exactly what they asked Royce Freeman would be a pass.
Well, they hate Royce Freeman. They got to get rid of him. He was a part of that great draft class, right?
Yeah, the Bradley Chubb draft. What a great draft class that was. But going back to Javonte Williams, his biggest weaknesses will overtake his strengths, in my opinion, because this guy relies too much on the offensive line. And what a shocker. We have a top 6 offensive line, the best in the league. It's not true. Just ask Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay when they were running into blockers 24/7. Partly that is Melvin Gordon's fault, but you could primarily ask Philip Lindsay how this offensive line compares to the one from the Bill Musgrave, Rich Scangarello era. But I'm not going to go into that. I'll let you do that. Number 2, this guy, his vision is less to be desired. His cutbacks when there's a lane open, he just runs right into his blockers. Oh, who does that remind me of? Oh yeah, we already have that on the roster in Royce Freeman, Melvin Gordon. This guy is not a great pass catcher. I don't care what you say. He is not a Philip Lindsay in the pass catching game. They're saying that he's a
he can't catch. He can't catch.
yes. And when I go back and watch the film, I barely saw this guy pass block, so I don't know where STR is getting this from. This guy is not is they're making him to be the next the next great running back for the Denver Broncos, like they did with Royce Freeman. Once they realized how terrible Royce Freeman was, I wasn't a huge fan of the pick. It's just another one of those Royce Freeman guys that they're hyping up.
He's Bettis. He's Bettis.
Yeah.
Let's put it out.
Okay. He's Terrell
let's
Davis.
Put it out there. He's Bettis.
He's Terrell Davis. Yep.
Let's start comparing because that's what they do.
But yeah, I hated this pick. I give that pick an F because you traded up 5 spots for a running back in the second round.
Well, you know who I said pick that.
You could have got an offensive tackle. Oh, damn. I'm going off topic, but I really wanted an offensive tackle in this draft. But no, we're going to rely on Calvin Anderson and Juwan James. Yep.
Hey, you know whose pick this was, don't you?
Shermer's.
That's my bet.
Shermer and Elway's.
This is a Shermer pick, and I base it because of the history. He came in with his system, both Musgrave and Scandrella were doing a decent job with at least getting some pass blocking at him, especially with Jano. But they were able to get those 1 yards, 2 yards. Now I looked this season. I looked at the film. I even showed film on the channel on these 4th and 1s, 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, fourth. They can't convert them. They can't convert them. And some of it, yes, was the running back running into they'd missed the hole. But that was only 10% of it. That offensive line could not create a hole, an opening. So, how
the only pushback I will give you on that with the whole Elway and Shermer, Elway gave Shermer the green light to draft that guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Well, everything's green lighted by Elway after he gets to pick the first pick.
Yes. And what a shocker, Jano. We traded another guy that I brought up that a lot of Broncos country doesn't like to talk about, Andy Janovich, a guy that was very vital in the run.
The Village Idiot didn't like Janovich. The Sports Talk Radio, they're the GM. So the Village Idiot didn't like Jano.
Then he goes to the Browns, and look how good the Browns are now. Because they're actually getting a freaking clue how to build a team.
No, yeah, the Broncos become the Bush League. They've definitely become the Bush League.
They're the new Cleveland Browns.
Jets or the old
Raiders.
Right, 90s, stuck in the 90s.
90s Raiders. This doesn't make any trade up 5 spots for a running back is just like a Royce Freeman. Like he was my pro comparison was Royce Freeman. That's why I wasn't high on this pick. I would have rather went after the guy, his other teammate, Michael Carter, who is just like a Philip Lindsay. But no, we can't have that because Philip Lindsay, when they drafted Javonte Williams, because he knows he's better than Javonte. No disrespect to Javonte. I'm just saying I'd rather have Philip Lindsay over you, Williams. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. But he laughed at the pick on Twitter. He put a laugh emoji, taking a shot at this organization once again, because that's what the former players do.
Yeah, say that again. It was Philip Lindsay laughing his ass off when they picked Javonte Williams.
Send a laugh emoji.
Oh my God!
Who do you think that is directly towards? Yeah, STR barely brought it up. There was only brought once. And okay, moving on, because they know.
But I think Cecil probably this is probably a pick. Cecil Lammy would like Judy. He's like Judy.
And how even George, this relates to George Payton, man. Why'd you come here?
Because
why are you here?
There was one reason. He will have the albatross of Elway off. He will extend beyond Elway. That's the only way that he would ever sign, is if you can push me past your problems. So when I talk to an owner, I would say, everything they did, I'm going to do the opposite. You'll see. We're not going to be stuck in the 90s anymore. We're not going to be stuck in the 90s.
I hope that's the case with Peyton. I really do. I hope that he's just, this 1 year, he's
Well,
just,
look what happened to Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph got the albatross of everybody who's got the albatross
yeah.
of Elway
Even,
off their.
even Fangio, why'd you come here?
That's what I can't understand. That's what boggles my mind.
Even I have to concede with you. Why are you here? Like,
Why,
why did
why
you
did you
take this
sign up for
job?
this? Why did
Why
you
did you
sign
take
up
this
for this?
job when you haven't been able to get the linebacker that you've been wanting for years? And there's a clear distinction that he wanted Devin Bush, but Noah Fant, I love Noah Fant, but he wanted Devin Bush in that draft. And okay, you got Noah Fant, Reisner, Locke. I'm still high on Reisner. I don't know about you, but I'm still high on Reisner.
Well, we'll see
Even what
how
the
he
pundits
does.
say.
Well, we'll see how he does. Remember, like I said, I showed that footage, and I'm going to point to it. Reisner, you let that guy get in between you and your left tackle, and
It doesn't help that you have Roy Cushenberry and the baby child Garrett Bowles right next to you, though.
well, that wasn't on Bowles. That was strictly on Reisner.
It still
Reisner,
doesn't help, though.
he got the shit beat out of him. He got beat, and he got.
I agree. I agree I agree where you're coming from, but I'm still high on Reisner. I think his rookie year I thought he had a great rookie year. This year he took a step back. Offense, we have to take this into consideration. Offensive linemen take longer to develop than most positions.
Well, look. He was trying to. He was doing well with Scandrello, right?
That's what I'm saying. You took what he was comfortable. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. You thank you very much. You read my mind. You took what he was comfortable in, and then you take him to an offense. It's a West Coast power run scheme with three. The Mike McCoy effect again. Look how the Cardinals did with Mike McCoy as their offense coordinator, and then look how damn good they're doing with this Cliff Kingsbury of all people. This whole Mike McCoy steroided up version of the Mike McCoy offense with Shermer is just another thing of Elway.
Oh no! This isn't Mike McCoy. It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs.
I think it's the Mike McCoy thing because I think
he
run.
I do too.
It's not the Chiefs. That's what they want you to think because we're trying to beat the Chiefs. We're trying to be like the Chiefs. He worked under Andy Reid in Philadelphia. Yeah, ships ahoy. This whole thing with this all correlates to the running backs. You brought up a great point, Musgrave. They feared this freaking running game. They would put 11 personnel in the box because they knew Denver couldn't throw the football. But that's because they were feared of the running game. That was their identity. When you think of this offense, what's their identity? Just like
I know they get a
Cody
guy.
Rourke. I don't like Cody Rourke, but he brought up a great point.
They got a superstar they didn't want. Just
get rid of Janovich. You get rid of Janovich. You get rid of all your blocking tight ends. You get rid of Philip Lindsay. You get rid of all these other players that were pretty good on that offensive line. Billy Turner, a guy who goes to Green Bay and is doing pretty good up there. Guys like that you get rid of. Blows my mind. Matt Paradis.
Yeah.
This all correlates to the running game. How is Javonte Williams going to do behind this offensive line when they can't even get on a 3rd and 2 yards to the first down or in the end zone?
It's the best. It's the best.
I don't understand how they're the best. Please explain to me how they're the best.
I have never seen a 5-11 team get this honor roll treatment. I just don't. I don't know where.
Have you seen it? Is this new?
Well, I think what it is there's still this belief out there. People haven't, it's hard for in this day and age for people to cope with reality. They can't.
Not even with sports, but with this whole. Yep. Go on.
This is not a bull and run organization anymore. This is strictly a clown show. Elway stuck in the '90s situation.
It's a rudderless ship with a guy who is doesn't know how to steer the ship correctly in John Elway.
I
That's
see
the reality of the
Roger.
situation. But hey, listen. You don't know football. The comment section, you don't know football, and you're providing the truth.
Okay, so let's talk about specifics about what we don't know.
Okay, go ahead. You go first. Like, what do we not know? Why? Because we don't get paid to do this? Why? Because we're not state sponsor. We don't have sponsors. What do we not know?
Oh no, we can get paid a lot if we just read the
If we talk
script.
quarterbacks all along,
Quarterback,
if you
quarterback,
know
quarterback.
if you clamor for a quarterback, you know everything about football.
Yeah, of course you do.
Like you are, you know.
We're just Aaron Rodgers
we're
away.
clickbait. We need to get rid of this channel. We're clickbait. I'm
Yeah.
ruining your channel by providing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. So, look, I'm going to throw some Aaron Rodgers your way, and you're going to eat it. You're going to buy into it.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know anything about football.
GM told me. No, the GM did tell me for the Green Bay Packers, you're not going anywhere, Mr. Rodgers.
Are you sure? Are you sure? A source that I talked to said that it was almost a close deal on draft night. Are you sure about that?
That sounds like sports talk radio.
Oh, are you sure? They know everything about football. They're the GM.
The GM for the Green Bay Packers told me, no.
But I'm getting it from an unnamed source.
Is it from the GM?
I think it's from the Village Idiot.
Yeah. He wanted a quarterback so bad that he wished and he dreamed, and it was Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, did you hear that he's making an audio book about why you need to draft a quarterback in the first round every year?
Oh, let me say, I think it's a copyright infringement. I think the Cleveland Browns already had an audio copy of that. I think he's gonna get
He's gonna ignore all the serial kill tombstones that we have in our own backyard.
Don't pay attention. We didn't like Locke anyway, so just
yeah. You didn't say that last year.
No, well, they said, they put Flacco up on the pedestal. Flacco.
It's the Gary Kubiak offense. It's the exact same thing. Behind this offensive line is like the Baltimore Ravens offensive line back when he was doing good. Yeah.
Can you believe the crap that people have been saying? And now I don't. The Broncos aren't 5-11. They're not 5. They're 11-5. What's that?
They're a quarterback away from Super Bowl contention. They're a top 6 roster according to Pro Football Focus.
I know. It's hard, and I understand. Like, these guys, they're like Raiders fans. You know what? Raiders fans, you're giving them the entertainment. We're not. You people are giving them the entertainment because they're listening.
Explain to me how we're a quarterback away. Like, provide me on this roster what is the strength of this team and what is the identity of this football team?
They got Surtain, and they just Javonte Williams.
Wow, I'm so excited with those 2 picks. 2 picks that were very critically scrutinized by the national media. Huh.
Judge Judy.
Yeah, don't even get me started with that guy. Oh, my hand. He almost broke my hand.
He worshiped the ground he walked on. He's got to be going to the Pro Bowl next year.
Cecil Lammy. Okay. Well, yeah, I take everything what he says serious. I take what that guy says serious, man. If we get an average quarterback, we are just a quarterback away. We are a quarterback away from the Super Bowl. We're going to dethrone the Chiefs finally. Yeah, with that offensive line now.
Yeah.
With Orlando Brown, Austin Beeline, one of the most underrated centers in the league, who came over from the Rams. You've got Joe Thuney, one of the best guards in football. Kyle Long came out of retirement. You could possibly bring back Eric Fisher, a very solid left tackle.
You can't say all these things. You can't. All I know is quarterbacks.
But I don't know football because every time that I provide film or I do a deep dive on these NFL drafting, I don't know football, man. I hate the Broncos. I'm a Raider fan. I'm a Chief fan. I'm a Charger fan. I praise what those guys do because they know how, it's not the Raiders, but the Chiefs and Chargers now. They actually know how to build an NFL team. Sorry, if you don't like I just don't understand. Oh yeah, we're gonna pass on a center named Creed Humphrey, who's better than Lloyd Cushenberry, and goes to the Chiefs, and who's gonna learn under Austin Beeline? See, they're doing it right. The Bills. We're gonna go defensive end, offensive tackle, guard, linebacker, then a safety.
Watch what the Patriots do now that they got Joe Montana under center. Watch what the Patriots do.
Oh, they'll be back.
Mac is kind of a Joe Montana-ish kind of guy.
Mac Jones?
Yeah.
I like Mac Jones. I think he's
so do I.
My pro comparison to him is he is a better version of Jimmy Garoppolo. And that can win you games. I don't care what you say about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a better version of Jimmy Garoppolo.
That pick right there. I mean, this is when you're a stable organization. Well, let's just call it dumb luck, really. I mean, that this guy was around, but that's still, you're a stable organization. You understand scouting. You understand the system you're running around that scouting. You don't have a meddling owner telling you to draft like it's the 90s, and they will build the roster around this guy.
They already did in free agency. They got 2 tight ends who I'm very high on Johnny Smith and Hunter Henry. They brought in some good solid receivers.
Oh, that was the guy I wanted, right?
Hunter Henry?
Yes, that was the guy I wanted.
But we sit back and listen here. What is the identity of the Denver Broncos team?
It's a clown show.
Instead of that, what is the identity of the football team on the offensive and defensive side? What's the strength of this team?
Good.
Oh, the secondary? Okay. Yep. We're going to rely on Justin Simmons, the top paid safety in the National Football League.
To transform the defense.
He gets beat over the top like Patrick Surtain. Man,
well, it's the 90s. It's the 1990s. I don't even know who the quarterback for Trent Green. I mean, who was the quarterback in the 90s for
I don't know. It might have been Trent Green.
But
yeah. You say, but let me just say this. Like, I don't understand from people's perspectives, especially in the comments section, when they sit here and tell me that Justin Simmons is a top 5 safety, but yet when I say that he gets burned over the top, his tackling angles suck. He doesn't have the speed as a free safety like an Earl Thomas, Malik Hooker, even a Marcus Williams.
No.
Yet you run away from when I'm trying to tell you this stuff, and I give you the truth, and you just sit up there, blind as Cam Newton in the pocket. You know, it just makes no sense to me. We have no linebackers that can neutralize the middle of the field. Oh, but we have Justin Sternod. Justin Sternod is a safety linebacker hybrid. You need a true linebacker like a Zaven Collins and a Jamie Davis that can neutralize the middle of the field. Then you can have an Alexander Johnson to the Robin to the Batman.
Yeah, they don't. That's like you're talking Greek to there. You're at high calculus. You're doing high calculus.
No,
they're
I'm a
still
nerd,
doing.
apparently, to these guys.
They're at 1 quarterback plus 2 quarterbacks equals 3 quarterbacks. That's where they're at.
I'm so excited.
You're doing high calculus. We're talking about you underestimated. I said these coverage linebackers are coveted, and you underestimated Davis, a guy that I'm really high on this Davis guy. You know, if we get the offensive tackle, this guy, we could get this guy. Oh, no. Organizations that have their shit together know they're coveting. And when they saw these guys go, the national media, and then they were talking to the people that were drafting, they said, well, this is where we are now. Did you not watch the Super Bowl? Bronco fans, did you not watch how the Kansas City Chiefs got beat? It wasn't Surtain. That clue number 1. And it wasn't just Tom.
Yep, go ahead. Preach.
Tom Brady did not play defense. Let me get that clear. Make that clear. That defense shut down Mahomes. Shut it down. Granted, Mahomes had some offensive line issues due to injury, finally caught up to him. But the point was made. The point was made. Get the push up the middle. Use your edge rushing to seal. Make Mahomes have to get rid of it a lot faster than he wants to. Magic. Magic.
Take away the first read.
And what did we say all season long? What were we saying all season long? We were preaching this gospel all season long, and it came to fruition in the Super Bowl.
That's why I picked the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl for that exact reason. I think the Niners would have won that Super Bowl if they had a little bit more oomph in that defense. I think that the Niners had a great chance of beating the Chiefs last year. They did. They had that. They were in that game till the end.
Yeah.
They were providing a little bit of the blueprint. Yet they didn't have the players that Tampa Bay did on the D line and on the edges to contain that. Even the linebackers. But Buccaneers had Devin White, Javonte David that neutralized that middle of the field and made it easier for that whole entire defense, especially. And nobody talks about Vita Vea enough. And I knew this guy was going to be so under the radar.
Yeah.
I'm such a big fan of. I was a big fan of his coming out. I said, you need to get him up because he can command double teams that can help. He could be the
everybody lift everybody up. That's what lifts everybody else up.
I wanted Sheldon Rankins.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if I don't, I'm a talking head in the dark. Yep.
It's just too funny. So this was our running back segment brought to you by the Chatham House. Rich people, extremely
brought to
you
by quarterbacks.
Brought to you by the Quarterback Central, where we specialize in the quarterback sandwich.
You know quarterbacks, you know everything about football.
Yeah, if you know everything about quarterbacks, you know everything about football.
Agreed.
Yeah, agreed. Aaron Rodgers is coming to Denver. Agreed.
Thanks, Mark Schlereth.
Yeah, you know what? The nice thing about, what I was thinking, maybe what that was that I was thinking maybe that was Aaron Rodgers just trying to
troll,
make a point to his own organization. Come think about me. Just think about me come this draft. Think about me. Just making the point.
Yeah, agreed. I agree.
And Denver is such a knee-jerk place for a quarterback to say he's going to. It's so cliche now.
We're just a quarterback away. We have a top 6 roster in the league, according to some experts out there.
Well, they all said the same thing when we went 5-11 too.
They said it last year.
That's what I said. When we ended up going 5-11, they said the same thing. I've been saying, don't get this person, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah, don't do this, don't do that, but they kept doing it. Okay. And I feel sorry for Bridgewater, and I feel sorry for Locke. I mean, they're
Driscoll ripping too. I feel for all those quarterbacks.
Driscoll, they're all just their voices in the shadows in the dark or whatever you.
You know what? I really hope that Locke comes out and just
he better
has the biggest chip on his shoulder, and he sticks it right to all these media outlets. STR.
I almost wonder if Locke does that, becomes Lindsey, even though Locke or Elway picked him. I wonder if he'll get Lindseyed. If he starts doing really well, he'll somehow get Lindseyed.
Oh, he wasn't good to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Garrett Bowles was trashed for 3 years, and then the 4th year he finally took off because we gave all the treatment to him and forgot about the 4 other players.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He's the exception. Don't bring him up.
Yeah. So this was the running back section and a little bit more.
Yes.
So, okay, and let's see what the next, and then we'll end this, and then we'll start the next one. Oh, well, we said the running back said treatment of players. Al Davis, 180 degree separation was the 3rd round.
Yes.
We'll get into that too. So with this one, let's talk about because I just got into it. It was the treatment of players. Al Davis Elway. We were talking about how Lindsey went, and then look what he did with Locke. We can get you set up for a 6-year contract immediately. Wants to flush him down the toilet. He went for Trey Lance. So one thing that Sandy Clough did say that was true is that they have moved on from Drew Lock. They have moved on from him. So, if I was Lock, I'm like, I'm going to and I will say, yep, Bridgewater, you go deal with that mess. I'll keep doing everything I can behind the scenes when that offensive line that's the best in the world gets you killed. And I'm going to come out there with a chip on my shoulder saying, this is my film reel for somebody else. I am going to be like, I want out of here because, you didn't care. You didn't believe in me. You obviously didn't. I'll light this place up, and then I'll go out and say, I'll sit out and wait for somebody or whatever it takes. You disrespected me. That'd be wonderful. I'd love to see it. And him just go have a great career somewhere else. Because I don't think they gave him a fair shot. And I'm the guy that never wanted him to begin with.
And I just want to say this. I love Locke, and this is no secret. I thought coming out that he had the traits that you could build around to have a successful team if you built around him correctly. But even when I started these videos with you, you were right all along. I held out hope because I love Locke. I've scouted him ever since he was coming out of college, even his freshman year. I think that he has the ability to play in this league. But even I have to concede.
A chip on his shoulder, though. Maybe that's something the one thing he lacked. Maybe he didn't really realize that you got to be a little cutthroat out there. Judy, this ain't going to be last year. You better get your head out of your ass.
Judy gets the special treatment, man. When
Tyreek Cleveland.
Yeah, Tyreek Cleveland, all these, it just blows my mind that Judy is on this team when you pass up a Tristan Wirfs. You pass up on a freaking Rashawn Slater who could have played guard for you.
Nope, he's going to be playing guard for Herbert.
Or a left tackle. Because you can play all 5 positions.
Yep. But you can just talk about Bear all you want, Herbert or whatever you want to call him. Don't say anything about those offensive linemen that allow him to make those throws.
Yeah, or don't talk about how he didn't correlate to wins there in LA either.
Well, he may be correlating wins once he gets protection. They don't care. They get talked about, right? Protection is something that's talked about.
Now, the STR, all these commenters that come on here saying that we're idiots, the Chiefs are building it, the Bills, Colts, Ravens, Browns, Chiefs, Buccaneers. These teams don't know what they're doing. And Denver's just another bottom feeder team like the Jets and the Jets.
Well, the guy at the top is like I said, I've come to this whole corner thing is from the 90s. It's just a 90s approach to
It is. It's a 90s approach. I agree with you. It's the Al Davis 90 Raiders approach.
Yeah.
And that sucks. That really sucks.
They're so clueless. I'm talking calculus to people who only know 1 quarterback plus 2 quarterbacks equals 3 quarterbacks. Yeah.
In the bubble, bring out your bubble. It's in that bubble.
We'll just talk about quarterback all day long.
Quarterback. 1 plus 2 plus 3
equals 3 quarterbacks. Agreed.
Agreed. Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I heard. I heard Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
This team is trash, man. This team is gonna.
We're supposed to be we're the crazy ones, right?
Yeah. We're the ones that are. We are not Bronco fans. We hate the Broncos. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys. you guys don't know anything about football. Leave it to the guys that get paid to con you in stats. Leave us behind. We're the talking heads in the dark. I literally said that in the Mile High Huddle message board. I said, I'm like, hey, fans, they're conning you because they keep bringing up statistics. Right when I said that, ban message.
Well, they can come here and slander me, and I didn't take their message down. So,
no, remember,
but
you did the comment. You turned the comic. Remember, comments were turned off on that one video on the rant.
One video.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, one video. But nobody gave me crap about doing that. Well, no, it's Mile High 6 Sports.
And you got a lot of likes for that one too.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, because it is what it is.
It's true. It's the truth.
Yeah. No, and you're not going to get.
Wait, you talked about quarterbacks.
Oh, that's right. It was about quarterbacks. That's right. Yeah. I should know that.
No, you're fine. It's
that's what gets viewed is quarterbacks. Jeez. So,
remember, quarterbacks. You know everything you know about football.
Well, we do want to say one thing. You were talking about that other outfit and these other outfits. I mean, they sat and cheerlead all this and said, "This is how great everything is," and they went 5-11. Okay. I'm saying that. Yeah, they could have if all the stars and the planets and all the dominoes. Yeah, they could have made the playoffs. Yes, I'll agree with that.
Happen.
It was a disaster, and it all wasn't on luck. And here's what they also don't talk about luck is, like you said, after the Dolphins game, they were comparing Bridgewater. Well, after that Dolphins game, he came back and from the injury and came back. Didn't he complete like 70? He was in the 70 percentile. They don't want to talk about that. The Broncos
down the stretch. He was getting more and more comfortable. He literally said that the game was starting to slow down for him. Even under the Rich Scangarillo offense, he said the game was still quick for me. It's different for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about quarterbacks. We might get a lot of views. So I'm just saying, the game needs to slow down for quarterbacks. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower. But that you don't give up on a guy because the game is too fast for him. Let's see what he can do this year. But he is going to suck because our offensive line sucks.
Yeah, it's you got to. Mark Schlereth was trying to explain this to Holding D-Mac's hand, the Village Idiot, and explaining to him, Village Idiot, here's the thing. Quarterback is a very difficult position. So when you surround any quarterback with the best player personnel around them, it does elevate that quarterback. It's not, and then after that quarterback gets experience and that system, like Brady did, like Mahomes, on and on. Then he can start to elevate other people around him, and you got to explain to these 1 + 1 quarterback + 2 quarterback equals 3 quarterbacks. You have to hold their hand and explain this kind of stuff to them, and because they think that they just come in and just light up everything, and the world revolves around just the quarterback. And
you know what this makes it? This is a perfect example here. You have the Joe Burrow, the Bengals again. They suck at drafting. They get a receiver instead of an offensive lineman to protect Joe Burrow. I mean, they're just like the Broncos. They're the
Bengals. The Broncos.
They're ruining another quarterback in Joe Burrow, who I was high on coming out of college.
Yeah, they'll kill him. I said they'd kill him. I said, and I want to see if the Jags are going to kill Lawrence. I'm just curious. Are they going to kill him?
Urban Meyer has a philosophy of offense and defensive line matters, and I think that showed in the draft. He was going after defense and offensive linemen.
But maybe a little bit not as bad as the Broncos and the Jets.
The Jets are going to do it right. I think they'll do it right. I hope so. I love Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the best quarterback coming out since Andrew Luck. Fields was my second, but Mac Jones was my third. Lance was my fourth. I had Trevor Lawrence as my number one because I think Trevor Lawrence is just an outstanding person and an outstanding quarterback. I love Trevor Lawrence.
I don't really see. I'm sorry, I just don't see really hope for this organization until Elway's gone. I can't see how this.
Yep.
It just, we're going to watch this train wreck in slow motion again, and all the fingers are going to be pointing in all the wrong places where it needs to go right up to the front office. They're going to. Fangio will probably lose his job, but you know what? He signed on to this, so Shermer will probably go. Well, I guess they're all going to go because Elway will,
but Peyton
Elway will never take orders from an owner.
No, he won't. That's why his last year he wanted to stick it to everybody and go to the director of player personnel. Do people understand what the director of player personnel is?
It means that you don't exist.
you provide another onion layer to yourself that way, but I'm still calling
your own trouble and don't exist.
Yeah, because I'm still calling Elway. Oh, Elway isn't a part of this organization. You see in the last video, they commented, and I'm like, hey, this is what it says here, right here. Look, you're right. The fans that come out here saying, oh, you're idiots, blah blah blah. There's some fans out there that do understand what this team is doing. I love to see people that come on here in the comments and be like, great work, guys, etc. Because they know they're not stupid like the other fans. And then I'm not calling out any STR outlets at all. I'm just saying that I like how you guys come on in the comment section, and then either you and I come on there and like, hey, this is what's really going on. This is the truth. This is what's really going on. These are the other organizations that are building the team right and going to Super Bowls and playoff berths, and we're 5-11 and a bottom dweller. Yeah, they'll just run away, nail in the coffin. It's reality.
You don't have much of an argument when you're 5-11, but like I said, you go 9-7. You're one win away from a Super Bowl, and these people will go off the chain when it's 9-7. Woo!
Well,
we're one game away from a Super Bowl.
17 games, so 10-7.
10-7. Well, what would be 9? What is it? 17?
Would it be 9 and like
8?
Yeah, 9 and no, that's
9-8.
Yeah, 9-8.
Okay, so you're 9-8. Okay, that's still a winning record. You're one game away from the Super Bowl. You're just one game away. Yeah, you ask John Clayton, he'll tell you the Broncos, if they go 9-8, they're just one game away. Las Vegas
really? John Clayton, out of all people, man. John Clayton, the guy who does the guitar commercials on ESPN, who got fired for a reason.
Yeah.
That guy. Okay, I really trust what that guy says.
Yeah. Now, the Vegas has the Broncos. I think their odds are like 6,000 to 1
to win the Super Bowl because of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, no, before Aaron Rodgers, it was 6,000 to 1. Yeah. But there is not going to be no Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, please tell it to people. Please tell it to people that Aaron Rodgers is not coming to Denver. Please.
No, shut up. He's coming to Denver. No.
You're not a fan. You don't know football.
Just telling you. The GM told me. The GM for the Packers told me. Okay,
He's your source.
That's my source. Okay, I'm going to let you know my source. The GM for the Packers told me. Okay, Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere. He's our guy.
No. That's not. No. That's not what STR said. They're the GM. Remember?
Yeah, they're the GM. Well, they're not.
So are the Bronco fans. They're the GM. The ones that 1 + 2 = 3 quarterback. D-Mac idiot.
Yes, D-Mac idiots. Well, according to the GM for the Packers,
he's not coming here.
He's not coming in. He's not going anywhere. So, so that's just the way it is. That's how they feel about it. So you can believe what you want to believe, but.
And I want to bring up. We're talking about the Al Davis stuff here. The 2 safeties in the 4th round, I don't understand those. Chad Stearns, holy cow. This guy cannot.
That's an F pick all the way. That's F.
Same with the other pick.
Well, at least there's maybe some hope there.
The one thing I like about the other pick is he has more coverage ability than the one Stearns.
Well, the first one I didn't want. That's got more hits. He's got far more negative. He's got more baggage than who's the first one? The Stearns, right?
Yeah, the guy from Texas.
Yeah, no, it's just that was a great F all the way. And
But
again,
the other one has more coverage ability. I did go back and watch that. The only reason I didn't like the pick is because you left offensive tackles on the board, like a Cole Van Lannon. I know a lot of people aren't high on this dude, but this guy lasted till like the 7th round. And Cole Van Lannon from Wisconsin. Oh, I like Wisconsin linemen. Oh, what do you do? At least they know how to play offensive line. But I'm just saying, like, those are the type of players I want because those are road graders. Those are guys that you want on your O-line. That's why I like the Wisconsin Whitewater, because he sets an attitude on this offensive line that we don't have.
The thing is I don't know about like D linemen, what they, if
Marvin
we can get
Wilson
somebody
was on the board. They passed up on Marvin Wilson, the guy that you brought up.
I'm talking interior guys.
Yeah, he's an interior guy.
They passed up.
That's why they said they left Marvin Wilson on the board for one of those two safeties.
Well, what about this running back? Because this is the running back section.
Yes, exactly.
Was there anybody on the interior D lineman that was worth their salt instead of this running back?
Christian Barmore from Alabama was on the board still. And that guy's a beast. That guy's like the Payne from Alabama. Not as good as in pass sets, but he can command double teams because he has that. He has that size ability to command double teams. But
yeah,
no, running back, the next Royce Freeman. I mean, okay, let me ask you. Now that I brought you the strengths and weaknesses, you take a step back and you listen to what I have to say. Doesn't this remind you of a Royce Freeman pick here?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah,
Why did you move up 5 spots when you could have got him in? Michael Carter was the better running back out of the two from the Tar Heels.
Because this is not a good scouting department. So we are going to go to the third. I'm going to end this video. We're going to go to the third round, 180 degrees.
Okay.
Okay.